welcome back to ESBR Boxing's YouTube channel. Delighted, as always, to be joined by super lightweight contender Sajid Abid, who fights for the Midlands area super lightweight title on the 20th of December in Birmingham. Sajid, we were just saying off camera, it's been a while. Thank you for your time as always. It's nice to connect again. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. It's always a pleasure. Always a nice chat to you, Elliot. But yeah, everything's all good, man. How's things your end?
Yeah, can't complain. We're obviously speaking the night after Mike Tyson, Jake Paul. We won't go into that, but obviously a very late night. So not at my freshest today.
Yeah, I can
Back
imagine.
yeah, back to you. Thoughts on Tommy Collins as an opponent? Is he someone you've come across, someone you've sparred? He's obviously undefeated 10-0, but yeah, just general thoughts on him.
I don't know much about him, to be fair. I've not seen much. But the lad's 10-0, is undefeated. He's not been tested. I know he's got a decent amateur background, which if I'm honest, I don't really care about. You know what I've been like every time I fight anyone, it's just me and them
Yeah.
in the ring. So it doesn't faze me much. Like I'm not here to say that he's X, Y, and Z. I just know that me on the night, with my experience, I should win this fight.
No, fantastic. One one thing I know that's changed since we last spoke. Remember when we last spoke and you sounded like probably one of the busiest people I'd spoken to. I know you were full-time boxing. You were doing a lot. Yeah, I know you were working for the NHS.
Yep.
So a lot was happening, but I know now you're full-time into boxing, focusing a lot on training people. Just what's that transition been like?
I've really enjoyed it, man. Like, I'm now fully doing what I enjoy doing, and I didn't think I'll get to this period this time soon. Like, I really enjoy the coaching side of things, and being able to stay in the gym and train constantly has put me in a better position for my own fights as well. So, don't get me wrong, I'm still busy because I train a lot of people throughout the day, and I'm always traveling to and from Wakefield to train myself. So it's still there, but I'm now spending more time doing what I want to do rather than doing what I don't want to do.
Yeah, of course. And like just out of interest, what sort of time kind of when it's your busiest day, what sort of time are you waking up? What sort of time are you getting to bed? Are you the days when you don't have that much free time?
To be fair, most weekdays where I'm up for about 6:30, train a few clients, then go to Wakefield to train, come back, train more clients. I've been training in the evening, then finish off with a few more clients, and then I'm normally done for about 9:30, 10. So long days, but it I enjoy it, so it just seems to fly.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you're used to it, and you, as you said, you enjoy it now. Did want to ask as well, Sajid. I think you're obviously fighting kind of towards the end of December, just a few days before Christmas. I know you're based, but still based up north as well. What's training camp like in winter? I can just imagine it's horrible when your alarm goes at 5 a.m., still dark outside. Maybe there's been snow. Just kind of what's it like compared to kind of having a training camp in summer?
This is what it means to be professional. As bad as it sounds, you have to just put all emotion aside and know that a job needs to be done. So I try not to think about it too much. Like, regardless of it being winter, summer, or whatever, I just got to wake up and get things done. So I've not really thought too much about it, and I don't want to because I don't want to fall into any bad habits. But I've got things routine now where, regardless of how I feel, I just have to get up and get shit done.
Yeah, no, of course, of course. Going back to kind of you and your career, where do you think you're at now? Like, I know you're 30 years old now, 16 fights. Do you see yourself as having kind of another 4, 5, 6 years left in the sport? Do you think you're in your prime now? Where do you think you're at in your career now, Sajid?
I definitely think I've got another 4 or 5 years. You'll bear in mind for a long period of my career, I've gone through it with not having a proper trainer. Now I've spent close to, I want to say, 2 years with my current trainer, and it's made a world of difference. And maybe 1 year, I don't know. But I've gelled so well with Abid as a trainer, that I feel like in another year or so I'll be hitting my prime. Like I feel like my potential is still unlocked. Still yet to be unlocked, sorry. So I'm looking forward to the process. Like, don't get me wrong. Um, I'm a super lightweight now, but I wouldn't say no to fighting a welter or even super welter in the coming years. So I've definitely got a few years ahead of me.
Yeah, yeah. Exciting times. Does does winning this fight next month, Sajid, does that lead to a shot at the English? I know you've fought for the English before. Is
Mhm.
that kind of on the list of things to do? Does this fight take you there? Where's your head up with that?
Yeah, look, for me, I wanna cement the title at super lightweight. I feel like I gave away the title when I fought for the English due to several reasons outside of camp. But that's fine. Not gonna cry over spilled milk. Just gonna make sure I don't make the same mistakes this fight and claim my title. Um, but yeah, so I've always said, listen, I'm only interested in fights that mean something. So whether it be title fights or for rankings. So that's all I'm interested in at the moment. And winning this fight will put me up there.
Yeah, no, of course. What do you think it's going to be like on the night in Birmingham, Sajid? I know you're from proudly from Derby. No, Tommy, I believe he's actually from Birmingham.
Mhm.
In terms of kind of ticket sales, in terms of how many of his guys are going to be there versus how many of your guys, what do you think it's going to be like?
No different to me going all the way down to London, taking my people to London.
Yeah,
It doesn't bother me. A lot of my major fights have been away anyway, out of my city, so I'm already accustomed to that. You consider it a hostile environment. I'm already used to that. So regardless of how many people he's going to have there, I'm going to have my people there with me to show his support as well. So it doesn't phase me. At the end of the day, it's just me and him in the ring, and that's all it comes down to.
yeah, of course. But because I know you fought abroad as well, um, and you fought and obviously you fought at home. But
Mm.
if kind of when it comes to kind of the biggest fights of your career, whether it be English, British, something else, would you love for that fight to be in Derby? Do you think that's realistic?
Yeah, I'd love for it to be in Derby. I want to repay all the people that have shown me support by delivering big fights like that in Derby. Now, obviously, I have to put myself in that position. So, I spend from now to then putting myself in that position.
Yeah, of course. Your manager is Steve Goodwin. I think it's fair to say he's had a good couple of years with the sort of fights he's got on Brad Pauls, Linus Adofia, Zach Chelli. Um, can you give me any insight into the sort of conversations you've had with him in terms of kind of what he's talking about, what he wants to do with you?
Yeah, so I think ultimately you got to bear in mind the fights that I've been in, I've already beaten former champions. So technically, I should have been a champion by now. Like I've been in tough, tough fights that people don't necessarily need to be in, but if they are, it's for a title. So it's like, it's sad you deserve to be a champion at this point. So I'm like, all right, cool. Let's do this. Let's win a title. And then once I get that champion status, then doors should start opening up for bigger fights.
Yeah, no, fantastic. Well, it looks like you've got a really exciting 12 months ahead of you and looking forward to seeing how you get on the 20th of December.
100%.
Just final one from me, Sajid. We've kind of raced through these questions. Someone who I interviewed kind of a couple of weeks ago, a bit of a character was Prince Patel. He's someone who's kind
Yeah.
of come up the weight divisions and he's now fighting, I believe, at welterweight, was obviously a flyweight, super flyweight for so many years now. Is that well, I was just kind of thinking out loud, like, is that a fight that you would engage with? Obviously, he's quite a character. I'm sure it would be a big fight if it was to happen. Just your thoughts on that one, please.
I don't mind. I'll be more than happy to. I'm all right with him. Any interaction that we previously had, it's always been at a good level. So I have nothing against him. He is a character. I give him that. Fight if the fight happens, I'm down for it. I don't even mind it being at welter, super welter, but mate, I can't get down to super bantam. I'll tell you that. I love my food too much. But yeah, listen, if it's there, I'm sure if it makes sense, he'll be down for it. If it makes sense, I'm down for it. So yeah, why not? I mean, I'm sure he's Indian, right? So there's always that rival people say, but that doesn't interest me because I have so many good friends that are Indian, so I would never do it for
Yeah,
that purpose. Um, it's just that listen, if he wants to fight and it makes sense, I'll fight. Simple
yeah,
as.
yeah, of course. Great. Well, That was mostly it for me. So obviously, we wish you the best of luck for 20th of December. We will ESBR will be there, so we look forward to speaking to you post fight.
Thank you
Just
very much.
before I let you go, a fight happening after the day after your fight, actually. The big rematch between Fury and Usyk. Could
Mhm.
I just get your prediction and why for that one, please? It's really interested to see what you've got to say.
Um, it's a difficult one there because you can't fault Tyson's ability. But the game plan was just wrong. Um, I don't know, man. I'm going for Usyk just simply because of his discipline and the fact that when the guy has a game plan set in motion, he doesn't crack. Um, but I'm swaying towards Usyk.
Yeah. See what happens. All right, Sajid Abid, thank you once again, and we'll speak to you again very soon.
Take care, mate. See you later.